Although, that being said,
What?
this is the way to break up with somebody. No notes.
Dear Shandy. Welcome back to a brand new Dear Shandy Love is Blind recap, listeners. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you today?
Doing good. I like your espresso martini sweater.
Oh, thank you. Do you know why I'm wearing it?
Because you're in your fun food sweater era.
Well, that too. But I'm actually wearing this in honor of a person on this season.
Oh, who would that be?
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't remember? He had never had an espresso martini.
Oh, yeah. Who was that? Was it Edmond?
No. Although I would wonder if Edmond has had an espresso martini.
It doesn't feel like an espresso martini kind of guy.
No, it was Patrick.
Oh,
in the pods, he said he had never had one. And even though Patrick wasn't in this batch of episodes, I still love Patrick.
You still dream about him?
I still dream about Patrick. I'm a big Patrick fan. Patrick, come on the podcast. Well, Andy, are you ready to get going? Recapping.
I am.
Okay, episodes 10 and 11. We're getting down to the wire. Getting exciting. We're going to start off with Anton and Ali, as usual.
All right.
So our first scene with Anton and Ali is after the cowboy party. They come home, and Ali walks into the apartment. She says, "Trash kind of smells, huh?"
Yeah,
Andy loved this.
That does happen when the trash isn't taken out, right? That's what eventually happens.
So was this a dig at him for not taking out the trash?
Yes.
There's only one drink left in the fridge, and she's like, "What?" And he tries to blame her. And then I mean, I like this about Ali. She's like getting down to business. She's like, What happened to the other drinks? There was this many drinks before. There was a 12-pack of this. And so he starts saying that Patrick came by and they each had a couple. And she said, he came here? Like in the apartment?
Yeah.
I have to admit, if you told me that someone came into our home, I'd be like, in the apartment?
Yeah. In the apartment or outside the apartment.
Yeah,
There's a big difference. And also, do I know that person?
Yes.
And do I like that person?
Yes. But there's something about finding out someone has been in your home without you knowing that you're like,
Yeah, of course you didn't tidy up, maybe.
Yeah, and I just like to know if someone's been in my home, usually from a tidying perspective.
I agree.
But he claims that he met Patrick in the lobby and then brought drinks down to him.
This is absolute horseshit.
So you think he lied?
Yeah.
Okay, so you think Patrick did come to the apartment, but he felt like she was going to be upset to hear that?
You're telling me that Patrick was stopping by and he's like, "Oh, hey, wait in the
but aren't
lobby.
they
I'm going to bring drinks down to you."
It's possible they all live in the same complex, though.
No, he didn't bring drinks down to the lobby.
Okay.
Patrick came up. He had a couple drinks, maybe 7 or 8, and they left.
She asks about his drinking habits now. He says he has a couple drinks a night, and she says that's a problem. He gets pretty defensive here, says he could easily not drink for a few weeks. He says, is this a normal week for her, not cleaning up after herself or doing her laundry? And she says, yes. I do think Ali wins every debate that they end up in, honestly. She says he's being defensive instead of honest, which I think is true. And he says, okay, well, what do you want me to do then? And I love her reaction to this because I think, the bait is, I want you to drink less. I want to keep an eye on your blah, blah, blah. I want you to be more blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I am not telling you what I want you to do. You're a grown person. I just love that.
Yeah, love it.
And she had advertised that in the pods. She's like, I'm sick of being the motivator of like whatever for the guy that I'm with. He is a little less together than he seemed in the pods, isn't he?
Was he that together in the pods? I mean,
he really advertised being this sort of like man of the house and like working hard. And I'm not saying
but everyone bullshits in the pods.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he doesn't work hard or that you can't have a few drinks in a night and like work hard and have your shit together. But I do think that this is a lot of drinking. And I think part of his reaction too was the fact that it's on camera.
Oh, 100%.
Like, can you imagine?
Yeah. He doesn't also want his mother to know. He doesn't want his friends to know.
And it's pretty clear what she's insinuating here, which is that he has a drinking problem.
Yeah.
And he's like, are we choosing now to talk about this?
To be honest, his reaction seems like the reaction of someone who might have a problem.
Oh, really? Like kind of like downplaying it.
Yeah,
What's the big deal?
Yeah. It felt like he should be like, I could probably cut back.
I'm kind of reading into the fact that she did do this on camera because, they've had many scenes off camera, right? One of which was her confronting him about the strip clubs.
Yeah.
That was off camera. And so I'm wondering what it means that she would confront him about the drinking on camera. Do you do that to someone that you are really intending to marry?
Well, I always am suspicious of these types of conversations on this show in particular, because I think sometimes they're laying groundwork. They're putting an investment in the bank.
Yes.
For later.
And Ali is smart.
She's smart.
Yeah.
She is definitely smart. And I think they're investing for later at the altar when they do maybe say no.
Yes.
People are like, oh, wow, you're a terrible person. No, but I had this conversation. You remember that conversation I had where I confirmed that he may have a drinking problem.
Yes.
So can't blame me.
Not
Would you want
to
be with a guy with a drinking problem?
Yeah, totally. That's what I mean. I feel like Ali, all of them are aware that not every scene is filmed. And sometimes when something happens off camera, then it's like, oh, bring out the cameras. Now get on TikTok and discover that TikTok for the first time. Remember that famous scene with Sarah and Ben with the bad acting?
Yeah, right.
So here I'm like, if she were really planning on marrying this guy, I think she would protect his reputation. So she either really thinks he has a drinking problem.
I totally agree with you.
Or, I think that she has...
It's strategic.
It does feel strategic.
It feels all these conversations in this show feel a little staged, not because they're prepared, not because production's like, okay, now we're going to talk about the drinking problem. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's staged because the person is purposely doing it in front of the cameras to lay the groundwork for a potential future out.
Yes.
Not necessarily saying that she doesn't want to marry him or she doesn't plan on marrying him. I'm just saying that if she does not make that decision to marry him, which is a very reasonable thing to do.
Yeah,
in
this
this
was foreshadowing all along.
Yeah, this was her investment in that decision.
Well, that's what's so interesting about these scenes, these film scenes in the apartments is because they're supposed to be a couple, right? All of them, not just them, all of the couples. But you actually feel this push and pull of them doing like image management. Like later on, you really see that with KB and Edmond, where she's like, no, let's tell the whole story. It's like the cameras are here. Don't you try that.
Right.
There's more to this story, cameras.
Right. To protect herself.
Yeah, of course. She has to do that. I actually think she was in the right to do that.
And she's angry at him for trying to stop her from protecting herself.
Exactly.
Not necessarily so much angry at him.
Yes.
Angry at the fact that she's not being given a chance to protect herself.
Exactly. And I feel like that's what you see in all these couples with the cameras on them is they're all mitigating damage to their own image.
And this is why shows like this don't age that well.
Yes. In conclusion, yes. People say this show's just gotten worse and worse and worse with each passing season. And you can understand why.
No.
Like you have to watch how you come off.
First season, you go and no one knows what's going on. No one knows what's going on. They just know the basic premise.
Yeah.
They go in as lambs.
Little lambs. To the slaughter.
Hey. Not even worth joking about.
Oh, you're right. Andy, we don't eat lamb.
This is what I think lamb, and I know I'm going to upset a lot of people here.
Who could be upset about you saying that you should not kill lamb?
I am not going to judge anyone for what they eat. All I'm saying is that we eat baby sheep that are lambs. Lambs are synonymous with one of the cutest things on earth. You got your baby fox, you got your lamb, you got your little tiny toy poodle puppy. I'm a little biased. But not only do we eat these baby sheep that are so cute that if you saw them in person, you'd be like, oh my, even the biggest psychopath would melt.
Yeah.
But not only do we eat them, but we call them by their name. Unlike all the others.
It's so
beef.
True. Pork.
Well, chicken, we call chicken. We have no respect. No one has any respect for chicken. Chicken's just got, they got a bad deal. You don't call a pig pork. You're right. Yeah. Pig is pork.
Yeah.
We call it lamb. We're like, no, we're not only going to eat these baby sheep, but we're going to call it by its actual name while we're eating it.
Lamb chops.
I've never understood lamb. As soon as I figured out what was going on with lamb, I was done with the lamb.
And you were a little boy when you learned that.
A little boy. I was very sad.
Yes. No, Andy, I appreciate it.
At first it was veal, then it was lamb.
Yeah.
And then it was everything else.
Veal had a different name.
Well, at least with veal, they had some decency. They couldn't call it what it was.
Yeah.
Baby cow?
Yeah.
Calf.
Yeah. I'll have the calf parmesan.
Oh.
Sorry. No, I appreciate your soapbox. So I got to say, ultimately in this scene, Anton, I don't really love his approach here. He twists this into suggesting that, he's sure about her. He's sure about marriage. He's sure about all these things. If she's not sure, he's looking for marriage. That's how he words it. It's like, well, I'm serious about this. If you're not sure, that's on you. Yeah. It's like, dude, she's not sure maybe for the reasons you're giving her.
Yeah, it's a good reason to be not sure.
Okay, so in a later scene, Anton and Ali have his mother, Natalia, over. They bond over how in their cultures you get married young. What?
She said, in my village, woman unmarried, 22, is witch. We burn them.
Hey, that sounds an awful lot like Borat.
That's why I can't help it. Everything's either Borat or Arnold Schwarzenegger now. It's my two accents.
It's totally true. They also bond over being in the church, wanting to raise their kids in the church. His mother says traditional values are always the best to stick with. The takeaway here is that Ali likes his mom so much that she's feeling optimistic about them again. And now we have the wedding gown shopping scene. Ali's mother is there, and we learn here that Ali's mom is from Brazil, and her husband was from the States, and they spoke on the phone for 3 years before she came over to marry him, so she can actually see this whole thing working. I gotta say, I loved Ali's choice of dress. It was gorgeous.
I don't remember.
She floated. It was the floaty one where they were like, "You're floating, you're floating." Oh. Out of all the dresses, this was my, not my dress.
Oh, you're talking about the wedding dress?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were still in the
No,
kitchen.
I said we're in the wedding dress scene.
Missed that part.
Keep up, Andy. Keep up. Okay, so now Ali and her mom are sitting and talking. So cool to hear her speak Portuguese. Yeah. I think it is such a superpower when someone is completely bilingual with no accent. Like Ali has basically no accent in English. Like this was really amazing.
Oh, it's always it takes you up a notch.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it just makes her suddenly, because you can hear someone was born in Brazil and they moved over here when they were 8 and then they had to learn English and blah, blah, blah. But when this is all being said in English with like pretty flawless English, frankly, you forget. And then she breaks into Portuguese and you're like, what? That's cool. We learn there's a complicated relationship between her and her sister. Feels like foreshadowing. Yeah. Producers are hard at work trying to get the sister to come on to the wedding. Anton arrives now. Her mother says it's important to remember birthdays, Mother's Day, etc. And she says divorce starts to happen when he prefers his friends and does stuff with his friends while his wife is waiting at home. Her mother goes on about how Ali should maybe stay home to wash dishes, wash clothes. It was a little confusing.
Does she know her daughter?
Yeah, it was hilarious here how Ali was like, we disagree a little here. Isn't it interesting how traditional both of their mothers are?
Yeah, well, that's why they're connecting.
Anton really aces meeting the mom. I mean, he really knocks us out of the park. He knows what to say. He says, I want to be able to come to you for advice. I wrote, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, win. Yeah. You hit the bell.
What future mother-in-law would not melt at being told that?
That's all they want.
Yeah, they want to be come to for advice. Okay, in our final scene with Anton and Ali, they ride a horse-drawn carriage and talk about how excited they are. He says, better not break my heart. And she says, what heart?
Ooh.
She is spicy.
I like her.
And she gets away with it. It's clever. It's funny. He laughs, but she got out of answering.
That little giggle she always has that make you think she's kind of insecure. But I'll tell you this. Ditzy. She has confidence.
Oh, yes. They sit and talk about relationships. He thinks that people are not as committed as they should be these days. They give up on relationships too easily. And she says there's a fine line between compromise and it just not being meant to be. And he says, well, his perspective comes from friends who have been married a long time. You get out basically what you put into it. Didn't the vibe of this conversation feel like he was trying to convince her?
Yeah, he's like, I may not be that great, but you should marry me.
Or were they showing it to seem that way? Like they were trying to make us think that he's trying to convince her, which instills doubt in our minds that they're actually going to end up together. Did you follow that?
It's too much.
I mean, I gotta say, I agree with her. Yes, people quit on relationships way too early nowadays. I completely agree with that.
I think it's better to quit on a relationship early than it is to quit on a relationship late. And I think that regardless of the generation, yes, I agree. Nowadays, people are just
they have so much choice, right?
Too much choice.
When you have a lot of choice, you're quick to quit on a relationship.
Right. But you have to understand that if you do quit on a relationship, I have to assume that people's hearts still beat. Like the Gen Z, whatever. I'm assuming they have beating hearts.
Yeah.
They feel things, right? Okay. Whatever. And I think that
you've never sounded older than you do right now.
I'm trying to defend Gen Z. You're coming at them.
I assume they have hearts, beating hearts.
My point is that if you feel love, it's a hard human emotion to fight. Like if you really feel it and it's really there, you're going to stay there. So I think if you leave a relationship, regardless of how much option you have outside of it, I think that it's probably a good thing that you leave it early rather than late. I think more damage is caused by staying in relationships longer.
I mean, did we not see that with Joe and Madison?
Yes.
Did he not cause further damage by staying in it longer?
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt like this conversation suggested Anton is afraid Ali's going to break his heart.
Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be? He should be scared.
Yeah.
He's got to play this game perfectly.
And I don't know if he does.
No, he's
As you
trying,
said,
though.
Andy, he just seems too cool. Like he doesn't put out all his cards.
He's trying hard to not screw up.
Yeah.
And that's not a way to keep someone.
No, it's not.
So I say that this is going to backfire on him, but I think he's right to be scared.
Okay. Well, Andy, do we have a prediction for these two?
Yes.
Do they say yes or no at the altar?
I will say this.
Okay.
I will say this. This is the second most difficult one to pick.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I know.
I think there is an extremely slight chance this works.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
you have to say yay or nay.
I know.
1, 2, 3,
Nay.
Oh, okay.
I said extremely slight chance.
You did say extremely slight chance. Yeah, I think Ali, they're trying to play up that she's 27 in her culture. She's old to not be married and all this stuff. But, I think Ali can do.
Say it.
I think Ali can do better.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it.
She can.
I think she can do better than a guy who, when the fridge is empty of all the drinks, -1, better than a guy who's like, you drink them all.
Yeah, but also she has needs, and those needs are not going to be met by Anton.
Like what?
She wants someone to clean the whole house. She wants a cook. She wants finer things. Let's be honest.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, no, okay. All right, we're in agreement. Let's see if we're right or wrong about that. What have you got there, Andy?
I've got between my thumb and forefinger a revolution in laundry pods.
Oh.
A much needed revolution.
Oh,
Laundry
totally.
pods are a bore.
A bore.
I'm sick of them. And this is why Laundry Sauce came around and said, we can do this better.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so laundry sauce. Look at this. Look how delightful. Laundry is traditionally something no one enjoys doing. But let me tell you, when it smells so good the way laundry sauce does, I'm not kidding. I now don't mind doing laundry because it smells so delightful. I get to smell good afterwards. And these smells, Andy's holding Indonesian patchouli. I've got here Italian bergamot. Like, think about how much more sophisticated that is than what you're used to when it comes to your laundry detergent.
I am put in a better mood when
Seriously?
I dry myself after the shower now.
Same.
You know what it smells like? It smells like you went to a 5-star hotel and they gave you laundry.
Totally. You walk into a fancy place and you're like, that doesn't smell perfumed. It just smells clean and sophisticated at the same time.
It smells like vacation. It smells like happy.
Yeah.
And this isn't just about scent.
Oh, no, it really is not. Or cute branding, but it is nice.
I know,
I do like
sweet.
it. But it cleans every bit as well, if not better, than other laundry detergent we've used.
Don't you want to wash your laundry with a brand that uses upside down V's for A's?
I mean, this is an upgrade. What else can we say? So for a limited time, our Shandies get 20% off your entire order when you use code Shandy at laundrysauce.com.
That's 20% off at laundrysauce.com with code Shandy.
After you check out, they'll ask where you heard about them. Support Dear Shandy and tell them we sent you.
Trust me, your laundry has never smelled this good.
Well, Andy, I might be pretty covered up today, but you know what is a constant against my skin?
My Oh.
My Skims underwear, Andy. Literally always. Always. If I am seen, even if I'm not seen, when I'm at home in my pajamas, I'm still wearing Skims underneath everything.
Skims underwear has become the only underwear we do in this house.
Yes.
There is no underwear. We don't allow it.
So right now I am wearing the Skims Fits Everybody t-shirt bra in black, or actually onyx. That's the name of the color.
Ooh.
I'm also wearing the Fits Everybody boy shorts, also in onyx. But this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to my Skims undergarment garment collection at this point. Yeah. I have this bra in 3 different colors. I have the Fits Everybody bralette, which, by the way, if you do not already own at this point, what are you waiting for? It is a game changer. I also have the Fits Everybody thong in multiple colors. I mean, at this point, this is what I wear. Whether I'm wearing something bodycon, like close fitting, that's what I'm wearing because it's so smoothing. It has the right cut, like in your armpit and the neckline. But even when I'm wearing something more like oversized like this, it's what I'm always wearing because it's that comfortable.
You know, I honestly feel like doing these ads is a waste of time. No, really, like we're preaching to the choir here. Like, who isn't wearing Skims?
I honestly think word of mouth. So this is word of mouth.
Yeah, don't be the last person on earth with uncomfortable, ill-fitting underwear.
So shop my favorite bras and underwear at skims.com.
After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you.
Select podcast in the survey and Dear Shandy in the drop-down menu that follows. Andy, moving on to our next couple, Nick and Annie. So we have our post-cowboy party. And I want to first get it out of the way that Annie is wasted. She's clearly, we're talking shit-faced wasted.
Too wasted for TV. I think there's got to be a line they draw.
It almost felt unethical.
Yeah.
To be filming this scene, even though she clearly can't control how much she drinks. I think she can, but she chooses not to because this is not the only time we've seen Annie this level wasted. And we're talking slurring. She can't seem to hold his gaze. Like, I feel like she wouldn't be able to walk in a straight line. I felt uncomfortable watching
There should be on set a breathalyzer. And if you go over, let's call it 0.1, they say you take a break. Have some water.
Let's be honest. The show, they want they want you to be that drunk.
But the show should be good enough.
No, they're not.
To be structured well enough that you don't have to be wasted to make good show.
But here's the thing. Okay, I agree with you. I'm like arguing against myself now. I feel like what ends up happening when they're drunk, when she's drunk, is ultimately what ended this relationship, right? And
True.
So how do you not show that? Do you stop her from drinking too much while she's drinking? Like, I don't know.
Well, the question is this: is she drinking that much because she's stressed about being on the show, or is that the way she is usually? And if it is the way she is in regular life, then it's good to see that because she's going to have to deal with that. So I might as well get it out now. But I think that the amount of drinking she's doing is probably related to the show and the stress and the anxiety she's under.
Well, that's very generous of you.
Annie needs to stop drinking. She is a bad drunk.
She's a terrible, terrible drunk. It brings out the worst, most insecure sides of herself. Okay, so they're back in their apartment.
She basically, honestly, if that's the way she gets when she's drunk, if she ever gets drunk when she's in a relationship, that relationship will probably end unless the guy is pathetic.
100%. Exactly. She should stop drinking because this is ruining her relationships. Yeah. I completely agree. If this is not TV specific, this kind of drinking for her, I completely agree. You know, she made Nick go from a guy that we all loved to hate in the first batch to like a hero.
I've tried to hate him. I can't hate him anymore.
Now I can't.
I don't have any hate left.
100%. Even though he's still not that likable next to her, he is he's a
superhero. He's like Superman.
Yes.
You could put a cape on the guy.
Yes. He's expressionless Superman. Yeah.
Psycho Superman.
Yeah. Okay, so she says she wants a kiss. He gives her a peck and she goes, more please. And then he gives her another peck.
Very inviting.
Right. She asks if there's anything he wants to tell her about his conversation with Kate at that cowboy party. And he says, what do you think I'm not telling you? And she says, that you don't love me as much as I want you to.
Oh, God.
I wrote, oh, Jesus, not again.
Here we go.
He says he doesn't know how much more he can tell her or do for her. He's like, I sacrificed hours of my day to help you with your salon and blah, blah, blah. I'm doing this and this and this. And he says, I'm really trying to show up for you. And she says, I know. I'm so happy. But she's frowning while she says that. She doesn't look happy.
You know what I saw in Nick's face during this scene? I saw relief.
Oh, the knowing.
The knowing not only that clearly this relationship is over, but knowing that America is not going to blame him for ending it.
100%. He was watching the game board from above.
Correct.
And she was just like too drunk to know what was going on, I guess. She says, I love you. I would give up everything for you. And this goes around in circles with her declaring how much she loves him. She loves him. She loves him. She loves him. She loves him so much.
Sounds like she needs him.
No, Andy. She doesn't need him.
She just wants him.
She wants him. And she's never satisfied when he says he loves her too. And Andy, you said if this is truly how she is, she shouldn't have been cast.
But that's what they want.
Yeah, honestly.
They're going cheap now.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to create this kind of situation.
Yeah.
And I think casting should be a little more nuanced. That's my opinion.
I agree. I think that they're underestimating us if they think that what we want to watch are people who just get too drunk and are not their best selves when they're drunk. Like, I am way more interested in watching the kind of conversation we saw with Megan and Jordan later on about how he's quiet around the house. He's tired at work. Like, it's so much more nuanced.
Yeah.
Is he as tired as he says he is? He's not letting her into why he's tired. And she fell in love with him for the conversation. Like, it just felt like such a sophisticated and relatable real life conversation between two people who had gotten to know each other. And now, like, that spark of what they had fallen in love with has shifted. Meanwhile, I'm just watching a girl who can't hold her booze.
Yeah.
This isn't fun.
It's a little sad.
It is sad. Okay, so later on now in the living room, this seems to be the next day or the day after, she admits she had too many drinks.
Oh, shocker.
He says that was a breaking point for him. Getting to the altar is not a happy thing for him. And oh my God, can we talk about how poker faced he is?
Amazing.
We said last week that he is dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still believe that. And we actually felt that his deadness behind the eyes was one of the reasons why she felt insecure. Like, it was sort of feeding itself. Not to suggest that if she had someone alive behind the eyes that she would be satisfied, because I don't think she would have been. But, we've seen him be like, I love you so much, though. I don't know how many ways I can tell this to you. Like, blah, blah, blah. I love you. I would do anything for you. Yeah, no, I. And here he's like, yeah, just get in the altar. It's just not going to be a happy thing for me. Like, this just isn't going to work.
You know what?
It's exactly the same.
This guy is being wasted as a watch salesman. He should be working for the CIA. He should go into foreign countries, seduce men or women, and assassinate them.
Okay. Well, I feel like you need to have life behind your eyes to seduce people. Like, I would argue.
You got Annie.
Yeah, by not being able to see each other.
That's a good point. I think I could be sold by Nick.
I don't know.
I mean, not in a
I don't
kind of
think
way,
so.
But
the entire cast sees him as calculated. This is why.
You're right.
He needs to let you in to his eyes. His eyes.
His eyes.
And it's not just the eyes, it's the whole brow area. Like, at the furrowing of a brow, the lifting of the eyebrows.
You know what this is? Can we just stop beating around the bush?
What?
This is falseness.
Yeah, well, we said
I don't think Nick is a bad guy at all.
No.
I think Nick is actually a good guy. He has interesting hobbies. He was an accomplished athlete.
Yes.
He's a good-looking guy,
yeah,
right?
And he loves
good-looking guy.
nature.
And he loves nature. He loves being in the mountains. He loves being alone. He loves doing his little hobbies.
Yeah.
He's a perfect example of someone who needs to just let go of the falseness, live their actual life. And I'm telling you, that guy will be fantastic.
I agree.
Although, that being said,
What?
This is the way to break up with somebody. No notes.
Oh my God. This breakup scene, I mean, it gave me chills. This was American Psycho.
It gave me chills. I was watching a master.
It was
This is how it's done. If anyone's about to break up with someone out there, and chances are, based on our audience, someone watching is about to break up with someone, and they're thinking of how to do it right now. I'm telling you right now, watch what Nick does.
No.
Yes, this is how it's done.
Well,
Quick, clean, emotionless.
Oh my
Nothing.
God. Yeah. Okay. So he says, the wedding is not something that I want to do. She says, I don't need you to tell me no right now. Just like I don't need you to tell me yes right now. She tries to manipulate him into this now.
It's just sad. It's sadder and sadder.
Yeah, it is sad, because she doesn't take him seriously. She doesn't take him at his
And she's
word.
laughing.
Isn't it? She is laughing. It's so interesting. She doesn't believe him when he says he loves her, and she doesn't believe him when he says he's breaking up with her.
Doesn't believe anything.
She doesn't believe.
It's all a web of lies.
Right? She says he's an amato. He does everything well. Why not do this with her?
It's the first time I heard his last name.
Amato?
Is that Italian? Doesn't seem like an Italian.
No, he doesn't. I don't know why. She says she'll make a great wife, a great mother. And he says, I'm saying no. That's a decision only I can make. And she says, oh, get out of your head.
Get out of your head. And stop breaking up with me.
He says, you can't make 1 + 1 = 3. And she says, she's like, watch me.
Her best line the whole show.
It really
was the best thing out of her mouth.
It really was her best line.
Totally delusional.
She keeps trying to convince him when he says, "You can't tell me to stand up there and marry you." And I feel like in this moment, this is when reality hits. She melts down and she's, going on about how she loves him, blah, blah. And he says, "How can your love for me feel so deep and sometimes feel so shallow?" And her way of handling this now is to pull out her phone. Payne.
I'm going to give Annie 2 pieces of advice. You don't need a man and you don't need a drink. That's the rule she should follow.
Yeah, I kind of wish we had gotten to know her family.
Oh, yeah. We didn't at all.
Did we? I don't think we did.
I never remember seeing any family.
She didn't make it to the wedding gown scene, so we didn't see, a sister or a mother or something there. I would have loved to meet her family. Yeah. I just think that it would have been a lot of information. Like, you meet someone's family and you're like, oh, that's why you are the way you are. Like when we met Madison's mother and sister, I was oh, there we go.
Yeah, the apple fell from the tree.
It didn't fall far. In Annie's case, I feel like she wasn't raised with self-love, with self-confidence, with self-worth. And so
she's not enough. She doesn't feel she's enough. And she's not enough as herself, which is why she drinks so much.
Yes.
And she's not enough as herself. And that's why she feels like she needs a man, which is why she gives a whole speech about not needing a man. Yeah. She just wants a man.
Yes.
Because that's obviously
And then she just
opposite.
keeps telling that man how much she loves him over and over and over again so that she'll hear, "I love you too." But knowing that she had to prompt it.
Even at the end, when she says, "I'll show," what did she say? 1 + 1 = 3.
I can. She said, "Watch me."
Watch me. She's like, "No, I can force you to love me."
Yes.
And if you do love me after I force you to, I will accept that as love.
100%. Except she won't. That's the irony, is she knows herself so little. She won't. Well,
that's the bottomless pit of self-loathing.
Yes.
Is that you think you can fill it, but you can't. It just goes down the bottom and goes out the opposite end of the earth.
Yeah. As we said last week, there's a hole in the boat with Annie. I hope that this season will send her on a journey of self-acceptance.
It will.
And self-love.
I believe she will come out better for this.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Because very rarely in life do you get to look in the magnifying glass at your life the way you do when you are on a TV show like this.
Yes.
And it can break you, or it can make you a better person. Yeah. And I think in this case, Annie's going to come out better.
Yeah. Well, in the moment, she tries to gaslight him.
Yeah. Well, not on the show, after the show.
He isn't having it, though. He says he's unhappy. And she says, "I think you'll look back and regret this."
He's like, many reasons why no.
She says, "If this was your plan the whole time, I wish you just told me." She says, "I just really feel like I wasted my time. I have a whole life that I molded around you."
Oh, please.
In a sick way. This is horrible. This is the sick side. I shouldn't admit this, but I'm going to.
Well,
I'm a little sad we won't get to watch these horrible scenes with them anymore.
I agree.
It's like going to a really fancy restaurant, the kind of restaurant that, on your dish, there's like foam. There's a foam, a shockingly flavorful foam. No. And you're like, I don't know if I needed foam. The foam isn't really doing much for me. It's like a horseradish foam. And you're like, it's a little fussy. But, you get kind of into the foam. You're sort of like, oh, I'm kind of into the funkiness of this foam. And suddenly there's no more foam left. And you're like, there's still more dish here and I could have used more foam.
Yeah. I've never mourned the end of foam.
Oh,
Not
really?
a foam fan, but I respect the analogy.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so, no more Nick and Annie, Andy.
Oh, well.
Okay, so moving on now to Joe and Madison. They meet her family. I wrote so many high voices and squealing. You can see where she comes from. Her sister was even more squealy than she is.
Yeah.
What was funny is the brother-in-law, so the sister's husband, is just like...
Totally. He's just like, I'm here, not saying anything.
Joe shares a bit more about his engagement now, his previous engagement. Very interesting how he got to the point where he's walking into the post office to send out the invitations. And he's like, wow. I can't do this.
That's crazy. Did you get the feeling that this was the first time Madison got wind of this?
Oh, yeah. She was kind of like, oh.
Yeah, like, well,
because in the pods, he was like, oh, I would buy us tickets to a concert and end up going alone. That's how introverted she was. And I'm really extroverted. And she's like, oh, I would never do that to you. I would come with you to the concert. Like, I kind of feel like that was the extent to which they talked about it, was just their differences. But I don't know if he was giving details like I was mailing out invitations when I balked.
Yeah.
I mean, can we talk about foreshadowing? Her mother says that Madison could lose her sight in 1 year or in 4 years. She wants to know if Madison's taken care of. She says, you're not going to last minute her, are you? Referencing the wedding invite thing. Honestly, Joe was already cracking in this scene.
Absolutely.
I feel like something about meeting her family. It's one thing for them to meet his family, but I think meeting her family and sort of being bombarded with all these questions, you could see he was kind of like, yeah.
Joe's like, how much am I going to promote my podcast? Like, how many episodes am I going to be on this show?
How established is his podcast?
I think it's like, okay. I think it's like,
is it doing okay because he's on Love is Blind currently, or was it already doing okay before?
Honestly don't know. I took a quick peek at it. It seems like the production value is there. Like it seems like it's not a joke podcast. Like it seems like it has some legs.
Okay.
I do think it's something that might have been worth promoting on Love is Blind. I don't know. I don't know the timeline.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that this guy is not on this show for Madison.
I mean,
it's a joke.
But it's so transparent.
This is the thing about the show. It's like it just gets to the point of like it's almost mean.
Yes.
It's like you're watching like Madison really was kind of in this, I think.
Kind of. Madison was the most into this out of anyone.
And this never had takeoff. It was sitting on the launch pad. It never left. It never had ignition. It never even had that thing where, what's that thing where they have the ice, the smoke?
The
de-icing. What is
de-icing?
that thing that happens? Yeah, is it de-icing?
I don't know.
I think it's de-icing.
Okay.
I don't know.
And it never got de-iced.
You know that stuff that happens before rocket launches? Rocket launches are pretty cool.
Yes.
You know, I think people make fun of rocket launches. Like we don't really care about them anymore. They're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
I always like a good rocket launch.
You always watch them?
It's amazing. I mean, these are giant. It's the size of a skyscraper.
I think that they've been kind of like made less special by the billionaires just trying to.
Oh, just competing with their rocket ships.
Yeah. It just sort of like takes away from the magic of it.
I will say though, the lack of funding for NASA, you got to have billionaires making rockets now. It's kind of sad. Anyway, moving on.
Do we have to be making rockets?
We have to be making rockets. The final frontier is space. What else is there?
Yeah, but I feel like we should put those funds, those resources, that energy towards enhancing our own planets, our own climate to make it as livable as possible.
First of all, that ship is completely sailed. No one is getting behind that. It's over.
Okay, because people don't appreciate what they have until they don't have it anymore.
I know, but that's humankind. We have made our bed. We're going to sleep in it. We're going to die in it. But I will say this, we've always been explorers. Always. Human beings, if there's one thing about human beings that defines them as a species, it's they constantly explore. Constantly. We didn't have to leave whatever nice little jungle we were in. We had to go across oceans and populate everything.
Yeah.
Space is our destiny. And without rockets, we don't go to space. I believe in the rockets.
Oh, wow.
We haven't been back to the moon since the 70s. Why not?
We have yet to find one, or like even be aware of one planet that's remotely livable. Meanwhile, we are on a planet that is like crumbling beneath us. Not crumbling for itself, but crumbling for us to be livable for us.
Let me tell you something. First of all, there was a time when people, like probably Columbus's time, when people in Europe were like, what are you doing in this boat? What are you going? You're going to go off the edge of the earth. Everyone knows you're going to fall off the edge of the earth. What's the point?
Okay.
And he said, no, there's land out there. There's land to live in. And he went out there and, killed everybody. Here we are. It's not funny, I guess.
I don't know if there was ever anything really wrong with that jungle, is all I'm saying. We should appreciate and want what we have and invest in what we have.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I agree with you.
Okay.
I also like rockets. They're cool.
You like rockets. They're cool. It's very boy of you, Eddie. Rockets. So we have our wedding gown and suit shopping scene now. Nick Lachey asks Joe how things are going. He's like, yeah, well, there's always certain things. Always certain things. He's melting down.
He's melting.
He can't do it anymore.
Can't do it. He's done.
In his confessional, he says, let's do this tomorrow. I got to get out of here. How funny it was that the saleswoman was sort of like following him around, trying to help him. Like, you want me to tie that tie for you? Of course, he doesn't know how to tie a tie.
He hates everybody. He's like, stop making me do this. I don't want to do this.
He can't pick out a color.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He'll wear a clown
Finally,
suit.
he's like,
He's
yeah,
done.
this color. She's like, well, what about the black satin, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, it looks
His
fine.
friend asks him if he's excited. He tells him to go himself.
Did that happen?
Literally.
Oh my God. Okay, so he fully just leaves now, gets in the truck, and drives off while Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child plays.
You know, it'd be funny if they had those like cans in the back of his truck.
Midsummer Night's Dream, Andy.
Not many people know that. Very good.
Not enough people
know. I love that I'm married to someone who knows that.
Well, it's because I've sung in that.
And who wrote Midsummer Night's Dream?
Mendelssohn.
Mendelssohn wrote that song. Mm-hmm. I think some people think that just came from a romantic comedy.
Oh, yeah, no. Mendelssohn's Midsummer Night's Dream. Excellent. Highly recommend.
Stupid plot, though. The plot's ridiculous.
Well, it's Midsummer Night's Dream. That's a stupid plot.
It's the Midsummer Night's Dream. The plot of that is terrible. Stupid. Yeah, but makes no sense.
The music is
unbelievable.
If you have an opportunity to see Mendelssohn's A Midsummer Night's Dream narrated by someone who knows what they're doing.
Chef's kiss, I agree.
So now we see Madison in their apartment crying on the phone. She's saying Joe left, Joe's gone. Madison, in her confessional, says that after the fitting, Joe had a meltdown. He got detached. He said she's not his person. If they go to the altar, he's going to say no. So, wow, isn't it funny how, Joe, we've known Joe's not in this whole time, right?
No, of course not.
He's just he's been along for the ride.
Yeah,
and
he's been for the edibles.
For the what? The edibles. He's been there for the sex and the edibles.
Yeah. He liked the sex.
I mean, Man-Child is an appropriate theme song for him.
Absolutely.
He was so not in the universe of being ready for this.
So ridiculous.
I think this is the kind of guy that maybe should have gone on just for the pods. He shouldn't have proposed.
Yeah, but he wanted
Even if Madison had been his dream girl, I don't think he was ready. He's not a grown man.
Look, the proposal thing is BS.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What does the proposal on this show mean? It's worthless. It means nothing. All he wanted was screen time. Mm-hmm. And who's going to admit that? Probably publicly is Joe.
Yeah, that's true, actually. He was really honest from this point on in this episode. He arrives now, says he's been going along with this, quote, going as far as I could.
Of course.
But he just knew he couldn't go further. Going as far as I could. How?
For himself.
Honest.
I love it.
The wording of I mean, we haven't
Tell it like it is.
We haven't seen this
all
from him.
We want to see is honesty on these shows.
It's true. Going as far as I could. I mean, you could not.
I couldn't take it anymore.
I couldn't take
it. I went as far as I could and I broke.
Yeah. Going as far as I could on this.
He's acting like it's Survivor. It's like I can't go another day without eating anything. I don't care if I'm going to win $1 million.
Coconuts. No more rice. I went as far as I could. I
need a good night's sleep. Sharleen, I noticed you have quite a handsome bag over there.
It's handsome. Handsome really does accurately describe my Quince Italian leather woven handbag, which, by the way, can be worn on your shoulder or, which I often do, especially when I'm riding around the city, as a crossbody.
I'm intimidated by that bag. I feel like I don't deserve to be with someone who has that bag.
Oh, okay. But seriously, I think this bag perfectly sums up what Quince is best at. We're talking high quality pieces at prices you could not believe.
Every time I put on one of my Quince shirts, I'm just like, how is this not more expensive?
Seriously.
I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that for this thing.
I know.
That's what I actually think.
This thing, whatever this is. Yeah. So what makes Quince so unique and different from every other designer or retailer out there is the fact that they partner directly with their ethical and top tier factories. So they cut out the middleman, basically that little brand name that you pay a big surplus for, by the way. Seriously, this bag, if it had a designer label in it, would easily cost over $1,000. I mean, this is Italian leather. I mean, it is substantial, but with Quince, this is $140.
They have cashmere pieces from $50.
I mean, we are talking 50 to 80% less than you would normally pay for pieces of this style and quality.
You can say they take the cash out of cashmere. So find your fall staples at Quince. Go to quince.com/Shandy for free shipping and 365-day returns.
That's QUINCE.com/Shandy for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada too.
Quince.com/Shandy.
Sharleen, let's talk about bread for a second. Particularly wild grain bread. Bread is not respected anymore.
No.
Bread is cooked fast. Wild Grain has figured out that if you slow ferment bread, if you cook it slowly with love, you will have a bread that not only tastes great, but also is easy on your stomach.
Wild Grain is the first bake from frozen subscription box for artisanal breads, seasonal pastries, and fresh pastas. You can see right here I'm holding the linguine. So this is kept in the freezer. And by the way, we order the gluten-free box from Wild Grain. They honestly don't taste gluten-free.
First of all, when I had to go gluten-free, it was one of the great tragedies of my life.
Yes.
And I thought it was over. I was ready to end it.
Yeah.
And then these brioche, is it brioche? Plural brioche is brioche, right?
Okay.
These brioche changed my life.
And we just get to satisfy our desire for carbs. Bread. But without the downside. And honestly, it's just elevated. You know, this comes to your door frozen. Everything bakes in 25 minutes or less. They have fresh loaves of bread. They had these little pumpkin cheesecakes that I finished.
Wait, what? I never even saw those.
No, I ate them.
Unbelievable.
They were really good. And by the way, Wild Grain boxes are fully customizable. So if you're not gluten-free, you don't have to get gluten-free.
So this fall, treat yourself and your loved ones to warm sourdough breads and seasonal baked goods from Wild Grain.
They even have apple cider donuts and pumpkin cinnamon biscuits. So be sure to get these seasonal items before they sell out.
So for a limited time, Wild Grain is offering our listeners $30 off their first box.
Plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/Shandy to start your subscription.
That's right. Free croissant.
And $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/Shandy.
Wildgrain.com/Shandy or use code Shandy at checkout.
Don't miss their seasonal products. She asks, what is missing? Like, what is it? He says he doesn't have any reasons. He just feels it. He says the physical, the touching, it's great. Andy, you loved this. Well, because you said this last week.
This is a long one-night stand. Mm-hmm. He literally had a 3-week-long one-night stand.
That's very
where
accurate.
Every minute was an hour.
But you did say this last week, Andy, that he was into the physical side of things behind closed doors.
Oh, he likes
because
it.
As I said last week, I don't think Madison's crazy. I don't think we saw enough on screen of him encouraging her and him being in this for me to believe that he'd be in it. And I don't think she's delusional. So I think behind closed doors, he was like...
He gave her mixed physical signals.
Yes.
He basically said with his penis, I'm in love with you.
Yes.
He said with everything else, I don't care about you.
She thinks he's freaked out because of the marriage part, the timeline, and he admits they got further on this show than they would have in real life.
Wow, another heavy, ruthless piece of truth.
Yes. She cried.
I had said that right before he said it.
Yes.
I said if they met in real life, this would be a one-night stand.
And the irony is she had just asked, is it the marriage part? Is it the timeline? And you would think his response to that would be, oh, no, it's not those things. Like he would like find a gentle way of putting this. Instead, he swings in the opposite direction. He's like, no, not only is it not the show, not only is it not the marriage part, not only is it not the timeline, we made it further than we ever would have in real life. That is
that's a man who broke. He thought that he had the game. He was in control of the game.
Yeah.
The game got in control of him.
Yeah.
And he broke.
Yeah, he broke the game. He flipped over the game board.
That's when the truth comes out.
Yeah.
It's like when you're under torture. Well, actually, torture doesn't work. It's a bad example. I don't want to encourage torture. But when you're under some degree of duress, you eventually confess, right? Theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically.
And I think that's what happened.
Yeah, but confess, oftentimes it's not an
It's not a real, this is a bad analogy.
You just want the torture
does not work.
No.
No good, bad.
Bad.
But I'm just saying, in theory.
Okay.
He was under duress to the point where he's like, the only thing that I have left is the truth.
Yeah, he flipped the game board over and was not afraid to hurt her 10 out of 10 on the way.
And the fact of the matter is, and I hate to say this, I've said this in our Q&As, I'll say it again, is the way to break up is to hurt someone. That's the only way to do it. It's an unfortunate, horrible cost of love.
Wait, so you think he broke up with her correctly?
Well, everything was wrong.
Oh, here comes the backpedaling.
Everything was wrong until the breakup. But I'm just saying in general, and I never practiced this. I was bad at it. And I never successfully broke up with someone in the way that I think was correct.
Wait, so give us a play-by-play of the perfect breakup according to you then. Because I am going to be honest with you. I think both Nick and Joe were a little, okay, Nick is different because Annie is so unlikable. But, they were so cold cold-hearted in their breakup. They seemed so detached and removed. Yes, I understand you want to just hurt them in the moment and move on, but I just found it a little too cold.
Well, I asked
she's like, you don't seem to be upset at all.
Well,
and he's just like...
This is coming from someone who's never been, as you said, totally brokenhearted, right?
Why do you use this against me?
God bless you. It's wonderful that you never experienced this.
I mean, I've been very disappointed.
Disappointed, but not brokenhearted. Because I will tell you that the breakup that hurts the least over time is the one that is cold and quick and lethal. The ones that are like, oh, but I really love you so much, but I just don't think this will work. Oh, but let's stay in touch. You can text me, I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That hurts more because it gives you hope. Hope is the most dangerous thing in breakups.
Yeah.
If you really believe you're breaking up with someone, even if you think there's a chance you'll get back together in the future, even if you do, it should be clean and cold. Because if you give that person any hope, the pain will linger much longer than it needs to. And I never did this, so I'm practicing something I did not preach.
Yeah.
But I will say that the times that I have been broken up with, there was one time where it was just lethal Terminator style. That was the easiest breakup I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
The ones where it was kind of ambiguous and like, oh, but I love you, but I don't think it'll work, but maybe one day, but oh, text me. No, bad.
I mean, hearing this, I don't know if I've broken up with people properly in the past. I'm going to agree with you to the extent where there was one person who would not be broken up with. So I tried it the gentle way. I was like, oh, I just don't think it's going to work. Oh, the timeline, oh, logistics, and all that. And then finally, he wasn't letting it end. Like he had bought a flight without asking me. I bought a flight to come visit me. And I was like, no. That's when it came out.
Yeah.
I was like, you have 24 hours, return that flight. I don't want you visiting me. This isn't going to work. It's over. Deal with it. Right,
but if you did that in the first place, you would have lessened the amount of time
I guess he didn't
know what was going on.
Okay.
It's a fine line of not completely being a monster and being extremely clear and concise about what's about to happen.
Yeah. Well, Madison accuses him of not caring, and he's just watching her break down. I wrote, he's the vision of apathy. That's really how it came across. And at the end, Madison, I really cared about Matt.
I know. Sweet girl.
She's sweet.
I don't know what to say.
At the very end, she's sobbing. She's so upset. But compare her reaction to Annie's reaction, where Annie's trying to manipulate him into staying. Madison just wants answers and then manages at the end to say that. She says, as mad as I am at you, thank you for being in this journey with me.
And by the way, that is the most textbook beautiful way to receive a breakup.
Yes.
And she was, I applaud the way she did that.
Yes. She looked great on this whole season.
To be able to take the high road in that situation is extremely difficult and shows her humanity.
Yes. He hugs her and leaves her sobbing in the kitchen. And that's the end.
Sad.
Yeah. Of Madison. Mo?
Mo. I like Mo.
Okay, so Andy, Edmond and KB.
Oh, boy.
Okay, speaking up, we were talking earlier about the fourth wall, right?
Yeah,
the cameras are sharing your story, getting your point across to all of us. And you know who is very good at this? KB. Wow. I don't know if I have ever had a 180 to this degree.
Yeah, she won a lot of points in this episode.
She knew. This is a woman who is looking at the game board and she's calculating which scenes have been shown, have been filmed, and she's like, I did not come off looking good, and I have my reasons. I have to make sure they know. And
not unlike Nick, I found myself cheering KB on in a couple of these scenes, and I could have never seen that coming.
Yes. And, this is one of the things I love about Love is Blind versus some, less
other shows.
Some other shows. You really go on a journey with people.
Yeah.
Very rarely are you just like, oh, I love that person the whole time. Oftentimes you're like, oh, why'd they do that? I hate them. And then, oh my God, I love them. Oh, why'd they do that? You really go on a roller coaster.
Absolutely.
So they're in their apartment. They're on their respective devices. And KB says, why do I always have to be the one to bring up the elephant in the room? And it took me a while to realize they were still talking about the cowboy party, that scene. He says he tried to talk to her. She didn't want to talk.
Oh, well.
Okay. She says, oh, that's the whole story. She says, let's tell the whole story. Think about how that's worded. Yeah. Let's tell.
Yeah, it's story time.
Story
Come
time.
on in,
Let's
folks.
tell the whole story. He recaps the scene about Annie saying Nick's perfect. And, you know, from his perspective. Mm-hmm. And I think unto itself in that scene, I stand by what we said last week, which is I don't think he meant harm saying that, to be honest.
No.
But knowing...
He doesn't mean harm. He doesn't mean anything.
No.
Edmond is... let's face it. Edmond is like... He's a child.
Yeah, he's really... He's
in a good way and a bad way.
Yes.
He doesn't mean harm. He's just saying whatever comes to his mouth.
Yes.
And usually it's nice stuff.
Yes, but hearing the backstory here with KB, like what had happened in the day leading up to this, I do think that I guess what I'm saying is I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I swung in the opposite direction.
I do think he behaved very poorly.
Yes, and you cannot
off the camera.
You cannot intend to hurt someone, but if you, there comes a certain point where you're careless. Yeah. You're careless. Okay, so her backstory, which I think is crucial, and I think she was brilliant to use this scene in this way.
KB is smart as a whip. Oh. Wait, is it sharp as a whip?
Sharp.
Is it sharp as a whip?
No, smart as a whip.
Smart as a whip?
I think it's smart.
Is a whip smart? Why is a whip smart?
I don't know. She says that earlier in the day, she was running around with work. She was really busy. She called him to ask him to run to Ross to get some things like bandanas, whatever themed things for the party.
Is Ross the store where you just go to get cowboy themed stuff now? Is there any other reason to go?
I guess. She said she had a lot to do. She hadn't even eaten. So she called him to ask if he could, lift off some of the burden and go get the things for the party. She would still need to get dressed and shower, get ready, do her face, do her hair, all the things. And the Ross is only like 7 minutes away. And he said no.
Wow.
I cannot tell you. Oh my God.
You know what I felt when I heard this story?
You felt my rage.
The pain that I would have experienced had I done what Edmond did.
From my rage.
It was so bad that I felt sorry for Edmond, even though he was in the wrong. I actually felt empathy for the experience that he went through from saying no to that simple request, the worst move he made.
She says, I never asked for anything, yet he said no, he didn't want to be late. And what she wants is someone to support her. No. So she's doing so much for their relationship, so much. And you want someone who, at the very least, when asked, says yes. The dream is to have someone who just notices and does it without being asked, or who asks, what can I do to support you? But oh my God, this simple example was so relatable. I know there are going to be a lot of women who related to this.
Oh my God.
But
I've learned the hard way.
Yeah. Well,
you do not say no.
This was almost like for our relationship, this was almost like, I would say, triggering. Yeah. Can I say? Because in general, I am an acts of service person. Like fully, that's how I show my love. And that's also how I receive my love. And I would say, I don't want to say recently, but in the last 2 months, we have had a fight about this.
Let me tell you this right now. I mean, I know that I've done certain things in this general vicinity.
Okay.
But had you asked me to get you that cowboy stuff at Ross Stores, and I wasn't literally 3 minutes away from being extremely late for something very important, I would have 100% gone to Ross Stores.
Yes, but I'm going to be honest. You would have gone.
Yeah, I would have.
At least you could have. You are taking accountability, which is something that Edmond needs to be convinced to do. So she says she then came home after this. And he was all about himself. She told him that her feelings were hurt, and he made it about his feelings, saying his feelings were hurt. Finally, she chooses to let it go because they're going to the party. She lets it go. She holds his hand walking in there. She's like, okay, I'm letting it go. And the party was going well. She got over it when he makes this comment, and she felt eyes on her. Oh. What I appreciate about KB is that she's like, I will admit I had that energy.
Yeah.
Like she was already close to sparking. I question whether or not there were eyes on her when he made this comment, but I do agree with her.
I'll take her word for it that she felt there were eyes on her.
Yeah. But I do think the big mistake, and she says this, and he later on apologizes for this, is him saying, well, you haven't said one nice thing to me all day.
Yes.
Knowing the backstory.
Yes. Changes things a little
Isn't
bit.
that incredible?
Yeah, it changes things a little bit.
Context, the power.
She was smart to get this story out.
The power of context.
Yeah.
She says when he just goes, KB, I love you. She says, that's not an apology. And so finally he does apologize. And she says, for what?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, for not staying, for not listening. And she's like, what's the comment that bothered me in front of everybody? How mother-son is this?
It's 100% mother-son. There's no difference. I can't unsee a mother-son relationship.
He says the comment about how she hadn't said anything nice. And she says, apologize. And he says, I've been apologizing. It's so mother-son.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's just not right. How obvious does it have to be? As much as I'm flipped over to being team KB in that scene now, like that would
in that
really
specific situation.
In that specific situation,
Agreed.
I do feel like this is beneath her
It's
to be engaging in this way.
The thing about KB that I have an issue with is not necessarily her behavior even at that party anymore. Because now I can see where it came from.
Yeah.
I think she went over the top. I think it was too much.
She's very reactive.
It was too much, but it was still, I understand the context now better.
Yeah.
She was smart to get that story out. The problem with KB is she knew what she was buying from the very beginning. She knew what Edmond was. You don't need...
I don't know if she did, though.
You're telling me that that wall prevented her from knowing what she was getting into with Edmond? You're telling me that Edmond sold her the man that she wanted?
You have to remember that the only things she knows about are the conversations they have in the pods. She doesn't see him in the men's quarters like kissing the floor and like spinning like a top.
You saw the pods. Did that seem like the kind of guy that KB wants to be with?
I will say probably not, but I think she fell in love with the idea the way everyone does.
Or is it possible that she was like, this is the guy that I'm going to be with and I want to be on this show? And I'm not saying, look, I'm not giving her any more of a hard time than everybody else. I think everybody's looking for their safety here.
Yeah.
They're looking for like, it's like musical chairs. It's like, oh, I don't want to be kicked out of the pods. I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, that guy was on Love is Blind. We never saw him. Now he has, 600 Instagram followers. Who is this guy?
Edited out of the show entirely.
She wanted to be on the show.
Yeah.
And I
but
think
now the musical chairs, by the way, the chair is looking good.
The chair's looking good.
Yeah.
But I do think we have to give some weight to the fact that this clearly was not her guy from the beginning. And people have talked about Edmond, with clearly, there's childhood trauma there.
Yeah.
There's the whole neurodivergence, everything. There's all these words being given to Edmond. I also think Edmond is a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen.
At heart.
At heart. He has a beautiful heart. But I think that to say that KB would have picked this guy behind a wall, without a wall, in any situation, to me is bordering on ludicrous. Unless we not believe everything she said about the kind of guy she wants.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. He says, ultimately, though, he does need her to say something nice. He needs that. He feels like she forgets why she fell in love with him. He says he still loves her, still wants to do this with her. She says she's still there with him because she loves him. She apologized for getting heightened, for not hearing his perspective. They agree they'll both make great parents. They got this. And Andy, you said, what is she doing?
I don't get it.
It does feel like this is what I think KB is doing. Because I agree with you. To me, it's very clear this is not right.
Not a good fit.
But aren't they kind of contractually obliged to make it to the altar?
Yes.
Which makes me wonder about like Joe and Nick, like what made them just...
They broke. They're like, I am not... to
KB,
be honest,
KB is just stronger than them. She's like, no, I have to make it to the altar. I'm
get
contractually obliged. I'm going to make it to the altar. Damn it.
She plays by the rules.
Yeah.
She respects rules.
Yeah.
No, I think Joe and Nick, honestly, it's kind of admirable in a way. They were just like, no, I will not go through with this charade any longer.
Yeah, but
this doesn't feel right.
Doesn't that almost feel though like a man's the way a man moves through the world, like, yeah, that's a rule. Yeah, that's a contractual thing, but I'm not going to do it.
I agree.
Versus a woman who's like, who honestly, I feel like KB has broken dealing with Edmond as much as Joe and Nick have.
Right.
But she moves through the world as a woman and is maybe like, I can't break that rule.
Yeah.
There's no safety net.
I hear what you're saying. It feels so outlandish that these two would be married and have a family together. I mean, I could see them.
I've never seen a more ridiculous couple ever watching
I could see them in a family. As a matter of fact, I see them perfectly in a family as a mother with her 10-year-old son.
Oh, yeah. She's like dropping him off at summer camp.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, they have rollerblading.
Go make friends.
I did my research. They have rollerblading at this camp. So in a later scene, Edmond is filling out the marriage application and KB says, you weren't born in this country? And he said, oh, I thought it said county. Even that. It's like, no, Edmond, like, let me look over what you filled out. No.
Sweet Edmond.
No, it doesn't say county. It says country. Okay, now in the wedding gown and suit shopping. Okay, the thing that happened here. KB's friend is asked what she thinks of Edmond. This is Vanessa Lachey asks the friend this. And she says, oh, he's different, outside of KB's comfort zone. And KB says about Edmond, oh yeah, he's my baby.
Literal baby.
I know some people are like, oh yeah, he's my baby in a like romantic
way. No, he's my infant.
The way she said, oh yeah, Edmond, he's my baby. It felt so mothery.
He's my baby.
And how fun is it? You know, when they were still in the pods, we were talking about how mother-son it felt. And it was so obvious it was mother-son that I said, is there a world in which it's so mother-son that it can't end up being mother-son?
Well, she's a social worker, right?
Yes.
Is it possible that in her heart, maybe Edmond is the guy she wants? Maybe she wants a project. Maybe she wants No, she doesn't want that.
Here's the thing.
Stretching
I see. No, I see what you're getting at. And I think that to be a social worker, you have to have a really big heart, right? You have to have a lot of empathy. Yes. And knowing his story, and she sees like the meaning in her being a social worker and him having been in the foster care system. I think that that's what drew her to him. But ultimately, I do think she needs someone who's like, you sound stressed out. Is there anything I can do to take something off your plate? Yes, I'll run to Rawson and do it. Like who thinks of it before she has to ask? That's what she needs, clearly.
I agree with you. Can I say
she needs an equal, not a dependent.
Can I put something out there that's maybe completely insane?
What?
That's possible. Is it at all possible that she, like kind of like the angels in A Christmas Carol?
Okay.
Is it A Christmas Carol? Oh no, it's a Beautiful Life. There was an angel in It's a Beautiful Life, or It's a Wonderful Life. So anyway, I think she sees herself maybe as a teacher, as like a savior of Edmond. So she's here. She's like, Edmond, this is not how you behave. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to make you the man that you can be for another woman. And it's my job. This is my job as a social worker. I see you as a project. You've been through foster care. I feel for you. I understand what you've been through.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn you by force into the man I think you can be.
Yes.
But she doesn't love him as a lover. Yeah. And she doesn't think of him as a partner.
Well, and it's about the potential, as she says in a later
project.
Yeah. She says, I'm so like, I believe in your potential. You know, I relate to KB because KB is someone who wants to be supported. She wants to feel like she's got someone who can carry her at times, but she is so self-sufficient that she doesn't even know how to make that a reality for herself. I really relate to that aspect of her. Okay, so in a future scene,
her DMs are going to blow up after this show.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's going to do quite well.
And she deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly, how impressive is it that last week, I mean, we were coming at KB for that scene. We're like, this is a guy.
And I don't blame my former self for doing it.
But we're like, this is a guy who didn't mean any harm.
Yeah,
he just said this comment. He's loving other people's love. He's positive. He's a joyful, loving person. How clever is she? How smart? How
she saved herself.
She saved herself for her to be like, let's tell the whole story. Yeah. And now we're on like kind of Team KB. Honestly, I'm
team both. Can I be both Team Edmond and Team KB? How can you be anti-Edmond? In the relationship, it's a mess.
Yeah.
But Edmond on his own, it's like, come on.
But he needs someone who's also childlike.
Agreed.
Okay, now in the apartment, KB asks, you want to massage my feet? And he says, I would love to.
Let me tell you something. He gets an A++ on the feet massage.
I also love that she is totally, I think KB knows this is ending, right? There's no way she's saying yes.
She wants to get as many foot massages as possible.
She might as well.
Yeah, she wants to get the free sandwich.
Yeah, she's like going to Costco on a Saturday. She's like, might as well. Okay, so now KB and Edmond go snowmobiling. How funny is it that they're snowmobiling? You don't really know who's in front or who's behind. They take off their helmets. Like, of course she's
in front. She's not going to let Edmond drive a snowmobile.
She goes and fetches them hot chocolate, hands it to him, and he says, thanks, baby. And then she has to like struggle to step down holding a hot chocolate. It's a huge step. And she says, thanks for your help down.
He doesn't even notice.
Just like,
That was a good one. That was a good one.
She accuses him of being different on camera. So we learn here that in the car on the way over to the snowmobiling thing, he learned that the bachelor party was going to be Western themed. And he basically threw a fit and said he wouldn't do it. And when she tried to talk him down, he cut her off. And she said she's so tired. She says, I can't force you to want to grow up.
Oh, and there it is.
That's the truth right there.
That's what she's trying to do.
Yeah.
She's a project. She's trying to make him grow up.
She's trying to change him. Everyone knows you can't change your partner. He is what he is.
He's Edmond.
He can go to therapy, he can heal, he can do all sorts of things, but ultimately it's just, I've never seen two people like worse for each other, to be honest.
Makes no sense.
And honestly, they enable each other.
She's too smart to not know what we know.
Yes.
That's my issue.
But I do think she's trapped by feeling like she has to follow the rules,
and
like
also,
make it to the altar.
And also probably trapped in a way by knowing that America is going to see him as this sympathetic character, and she's got to watch out, and she can't just pull out and be like, I don't like you, this is stupid.
Yeah, well,
she has to try.
Again, here, she's like, I think you're different on camera. So again, she's like, let's tell the whole story.
She's putting the investments in, the same way Ali was.
Yes. Andy, you said she's about to bust out a Ziploc of Cheerios.
That's funny.
Okay, she says she can only get over something if he's accountable. They just talk over each other now. He denies there's an issue. He says he won't apologize. He hasn't done anything wrong. This goes around in circles with him saying he doesn't have anything to apologize for. And she says, well, that's the problem, sweetheart.
No Cheerios for you.
KB says if Edmond could get a degree in something, it would be cutting KB off. But I am going to just, at a fair's fair here, I think KB cuts off Edmond just as much.
I agree.
Finally, he just walks away and nothing is resolved until in a later scene, he comes home with flowers.
Uh-oh, the flowers.
He apologizes, says he wasn't listening. He doesn't want to lose her, doesn't want to minimize her emotions. She says there was a moment on the mountain where she wanted to take off her ring and throw it. However, this gesture, the apology, the flowers, gives her hope, him showing accountability, and she's working on her patience. She had no patience before she met him. I appreciate her ability to do this. I think that KB, this whole thing is an exercise for her.
I think both of them are going to grow tremendously from this experience.
Yes, but when I try to think about, because Edmond, I think, is actually really into KB, and I think he would say yes at the altar. I think. I'm not 100% sure about that.
I think he would.
But KB, I think, knows that this is definitely doomed. Yeah. But I think she is seeing it as almost like, because there's no mountain that she's not climbing, right? She's like, okay, this is my toughest mountain yet. Yeah. I can do this.
You know what she wants? She wants a happy ending that doesn't end in a marriage. Mm-hmm. She wants this to end peacefully and with growth.
Yes. Yes. That's one thing she's into. I mean, she's working on her patience. For anyone to work on patience.
Ooh, patience is the hardest thing. The hardest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's one thing I'm learning, I am always working on it.
Take deep breaths.
Yes.
And that doesn't work usually.
You're not patient.
No, I've tried deep breaths. Doesn't work. I don't know why I'm saying that.
KB apologizes for cursing at him. He's changed her for the better as well. She gives this long and beautiful speech about how she's working on herself and blah, blah, blah. And his response is, I do love you and it's worth it. You know what this reminded me of? In the pods, when he was about to propose, she reads this beautiful letter about what he means to her and how she's been looking for him, like this long, intricate, beautiful letter. And he's like, I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like even that's like a microcosm of the two of them.
KB wants a child.
No, I think it's the opposite.
No, KB wants to have a child, and she should have that child with another man. Not have the child as her man.
Not adopt. Okay. Okay, our final scene with them is the rollerblading scene. Edmond calls rollerblading his life. He has a real love of roller, and you know what? He's good at it. He was good.
Yeah, he's good. Good at rollerblading.
Yeah. Don't Go Breaking My Heart plays while they rollerblade. But honestly, even in this fun scene, at best, they felt like brother and sister.
Yeah. A good brother and sister.
Yeah, brother and sister that gets along. But seriously, when was the last time we even saw them kiss?
I don't remember ever seeing them kiss. Maybe when they got
out of the
proposal,
pods?
like when they met each other.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The sex hasn't come up again. I almost feel like they've had a conversation behind closed doors about that. The fact that it hasn't come up again and it's been many more weeks. But they are so not romantic that even a scene like this, where they use a scene like this to convince us that they might end up together, right? Instead, I was just like, oh.
That's nice.
Yeah. Brother and sister rollerblading together. Okay, Andy, do we think they're going to work out?
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3. Nay. A very hard nay.
So, Sharleen, when Mudwater came to our desk and they said that we can give you the same feeling you get from coffee with a fraction of the caffeine, a bunch of other good stuff, and zero sugar, and good taste.
Yes.
You know what I told them?
What?
I said, go yourself. But alas, I was proven quite wrong.
Yes.
Quite wrong to the point where I have started to abandon my dear friend. I would say my mistress. Mrs. Well, no, I go both ways with coffee.
I mean, Andy has now become such a Mudwater convert that in the afternoon, I don't even need to ask anymore. He's working away and I just bring him a Mudwater and he just looks at me with gratitude. Andy, why don't you read off the ingredient list right there?
Cacao, masala chai, cordyceps, lion's mane, reishi, chaga, turmeric, Himalayan salt.
That's it, by the way. You don't hear some like fake sugar at the end of that
list. No
fake
sugar, no real sugar, no weird chemicals.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yes, and it tastes delicious. If you do want it to be a little sweet, you can add a little honey or maple syrup or something. You're natural. I love how natural this is. It's non-GMO. It's organic. It's all the things. It gives you this kick. I put some in hot water, the Mudwater in hot water. I give it a whisk. I add a little soy milk in our case and a little bit of honey. It's delicious. It honestly tastes like a fancy turmeric chai you might get at your local coffee shop for what, like $7.50, $8 now?
So if you're ready to make the switch to cleaner energy, head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today.
Right now, our Shandies get an exclusive deal of up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping, plus a free rechargeable frother when you use code Shandy.
That's up to 43% off with code Shandy at mudwtr.com.
After you purchase, they'll ask how you heard about them, support Dear Shandy, and tell them we sent you. Okay, finally, Andy, we have Jordan and Megan. So first off, they meet his parents at a restaurant. His mom is so sweet. She says, "You're the vision of loveliness." Oh, it's fun. The dynamic, the dichotomy between his mother and his father is so funny. So his mother's like, "Oh, you're the vision of loveliness," and the father's like, "Yeah, Jordan's here probably looking for like a Whopper or a Big Mac on the menu at what's clearly a nice restaurant." Yeah. Jordan's expression or lack thereof.
So over it.
His father makes this joke, and he's just like,
he is so over it.
His father says, "Grandkids are the reward for not killing our teenagers." And again, Jordan's like,
nothing. He's done.
Didn't it feel like he doesn't get along with his father?
Yes.
You know
he's
what?
He's sick of his father's comments.
Yeah.
He's sick of his whole
the passive aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be sickening.
It'd be annoying, especially on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, like those digs, I'd be like,
yeah, just keep it together.
But I
we just have an hour here.
As a sitcom style scene, this was hilarious.
It was great. Yeah.
I have to point out Jordan, when talking about what he fell in love with Megan in the pods, he said he liked her voice, how she laughs, how she structures her sentences.
Ooh,
I really liked
good
this
sentence structure.
You know, she is extremely well spoken.
Yes.
I thought that was cute. It was a cute thing to notice.
It was. When
Megan asks the key to a successful marriage, his dad says 10% love, 90% commitment. And Megan and Jordan agree. They hit the jackpot with each other. Megan, I think this was cute of her to do. She asks for their blessing to marry Jordan and gets a glowing review now. Okay, in a later scene, Megan is taking a selfie video saying she's about to meet Luca, but that will be off camera.
Big meeting.
And now we have wedding gown shopping. We learn here that Megan not only met Luca, but loved meeting him, and he's the most polite 5-year-old ever. I thought that was cute.
That's nice. Or is that just a nice thing you say about it?
No, I think at being people who do not have children, I have to admit the highest compliment I can give someone else's child is them being polite.
You're right.
So I think she really liked him.
Politeness is high up there.
Oh, when I meet a kid who's not polite, I notice.
Yeah.
Next up, Megan and Jordan get custom-made hats. I like their hats, I gotta say.
Oh, good hats.
I would want to go to this hat store.
Yeah.
Can we go?
Sure.
If we go back to
Denver.
Denver.
A famous hat store.
A famous hat,
They really plugged it.
Yeah, they set their hats on fire and stuff. So they sit and chat. I thought this was so sweet. She says she wants a blankie, and she starts to reach for one. He says, "Sit down, I'll wrap you."
Just like Edmond.
Yeah, Edmond would have let her get up, fumble for the blankie, and get that on herself.
But then given her a great foot massage.
That's true. That's true. We learn here Megan is into numerology. She adds up the numbers of an address. And she had seen a house earlier that day and it amounted to a certain number and like the numbers all mean something.
Houston, we have a problem.
She goes on and on about the numbers and what they mean. And he looks at her like she's absolutely nuts.
Is she not absolutely nuts?
I mean...
Oh, yeah? You're going to
No, I do not believe in this.
The numbers of a house adding up mean something?
No, I don't believe in this. However, I think it's nice to let people believe what they want to believe.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I feel that way about astrology. Like I have some friends who are really into astrology. I don't.
I give a pass on astrology.
Why?
Just because it's a little more like there's more to it. But I do not give a pass on numerology. Mm-hmm. I do not, and I will never.
So you think it's just random?
It's absolute and utter complete nonsense. And I won't stand for it.
Well, I think that I think a lot of it is just manifestation. Like,
okay, fine. Then say it's manifestation.
Yeah, you choose to believe that you bought this house because it's going to be the heart of the home. Let's say, what was the number for her? I don't remember. But she said, we're looking for a house that equals this number because it means this. I feel like you would buy that house knowing that that's what you want the house to become. And then you would do the things to make your house the heart of the home because that's what you want. Like really you just manifest it for you. The number has nothing to do with it, but it's the thought of that being what you want that has something to do with it.
So you're giving her the benefit of the doubt, and all people who believe in numerology the benefit of the doubt, saying that they don't actually believe in it. They just believe that if they believe in it, then it will happen.
All I'll say is I know one guy who's extremely intelligent and he's the last person you would believes in this stuff, and he believes in it wholeheartedly. And honestly, like, I like hearing him tell me about it. I hadn't seen him in like 5 years and I saw him recently and he remembered my number and like asked me questions that were somehow relevant to me because he had remembered traits that had to do with my number or whatever. And his questions made for a really good conversation. I would much rather someone like that than someone who's just like, hey, like, sup, like, what's new?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He asked me questions that I was like, I felt seen. And I felt seen because he had associated me with a number that meant something to him.
And
is there anything wrong with that?
I'll tell you something else. There was a man who basically invented the American aviation industry.
Okay.
And also founded several giant industries in America. Considered one of the greatest entrepreneurs and intelligent beings that have ever graced this country.
Okay.
He also, in his bedroom, collected large jars of his own urine.
Wait, who is this?
Howard Hughes.
Oh, but he had gone mad at that point.
Oh, so you don't believe that collecting jars of your own urine is a good thing to do?
Okay, I see the point you're making. All I'm saying is I don't see the harm in this. I don't see the harm in it.
Well, there's no harm other than killing a conversation.
Meaning you think she killed this conversation?
The conversation's over.
You know what I do?
It takes me an hour to recover after that. After hearing her talk about the numbers,
yeah,
I needed an hour of downtime just to get back to where I was before she talked about it.
Okay, yeah. So suffice to say, Megan's not the one you're going for this week.
I can't do that.
The numerology.
I can't do it.
I did find it funny how Jordan was like he was giving her a look. He was giving her a full-blown you're crazy look. So. That was great. The most serious things get here is when she says she feeds off his energy. If he's not talkative, if he isn't giving much, she isn't going to either. That's sort of left with a question mark. But for me, reading between the lines, I get the impression that Jordan is moody.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
resonate with it.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Would you say you relate to Jordan?
I do relate to Jordan.
I think that's honestly,
I like his vibe. There
needs to be a PSA that goes out about funny men. I'm married to a funny man. I think Jordan's a funny man. She chose Jordan because he's funny, right? Funny men have a dark side. And the dark side is that they are moody AF.
Yeah, well, you can't be funny without having a dark side.
Yeah, my dad was...
My dark side's not strong enough. That's why I'm not that funny.
Oh, I think you're funny. But my dad is also funny and is also moody AF. Like that is that's a thing. I think you cannot have the funny without, like you said, the dark side, without the moodiness. So this is the PSA for women who are like looking.
Yeah, you can't
bear
have
that
both.
in mind.
Yeah. There's a cost to everything.
There is. Okay, so there is a very cool segue into the next scene, I gotta say, because remember, Don't Go Breaking My Heart is playing while KB and Edmond are rollerblading, and then it transitions. So good, right? Don't go breaking my heart.
Great song.
So
overplayed and still good.
Yep. Never gets old. And it goes into the next scene with Jordan swiping on his phone, and he's watching a video, and the song is playing.
Great editing. Yeah.
That was really well done.
It's film. It was cinematic.
It was cinematic, yeah. Okay, so Megan appears to be tidying, like just sort of doing busy stuff around the house, while he appears to be in a sort of mood. She confronts him about how conversation is lacking. She says, I want more stimulation than a one-word answer. He says that she's telling him to give her more, but she does it in an abrasive fashion.
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't like how she shuts him down when he says he's tired, like it's some excuse. And she says she's tired too. They're in the same boat. And he says, but your boat is bigger than mine.
Ooh. Crafty dig.
Oh, that's loaded, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, he's right.
He is right.
She has the cushion of security.
Yeah.
And doesn't have a kid to look after, frankly.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's really stressed with work. I saw
10 hours a day.
Yeah, he said he talks to people 10 hours a day. I can only imagine. I gotta say, I related to this scene possibly more than any scene ever, because I know how you are when you're stressed at work or with work. It's a problem you as the wife want to fix, but I feel like the man in a straight dynamic doesn't even want to tell the woman about it. Like there have been times where I'm like, but tell me what's going on. We can talk about it. Like if you just tell me, you let me in, I'll feel included and we can talk. Like I want to understand why you're down. And you're just like, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, that's the thing about that. It's like, you don't want to manifest it. It's already, you're done with the workday. You don't want to bring it back.
Yeah, he says he just wants to sit and watch a movie with her sometimes. And she's like, but I fell in love with the conversation. And he says he wants to get to a point where he doesn't have to exert himself at work like he is. But until then, he needs her to believe him when he says he's tired. He says, quote, I could be tired forever.
Oh, he's dropping some real heavy lines here.
Right? This guy's deep.
You know what's
interesting? He's a lot deeper than he looks.
Right? What's so interesting is how the power dynamic in this relationship went from Megan being 100% in control, I felt.
Yeah.
And I think the audience, us being the audience, was like, yeah, Megan's in control of this.
Yes.
She's
I mean, she was the one
destiny.
choosing between,
Now it feels like the power's in his court. Does it not feel that way? Like he's suddenly in charge of this relationship and she's following the lead?
I don't know if I totally agree with that. I feel like it's a good yin yang. Like I feel like there's a push and pull, which is exactly what you want.
Maybe you're right. It just feels to me like...
But look, they just saw a house last week. Who was in control there?
That's true.
And I'm not saying her control or power only is in relation to money, but I do think that she holds her own. You know, she's like formidable in her way. Even how she approaches this, she's like, I need more than a one-word answer. I like that she asks for what she needs.
Right, but she backs down.
Well, he had a really good response.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from that. I agree.
I know. He's like, but I really am tired. You could see in his eyes. I'm not saying how tired he was.
So sincere.
Yeah.
His answer is so sincere. But I also felt like when I talk about that power dynamic, I look at in these relationships, who is willing to let it go easier?
Yeah.
And I feel like suddenly Jordan is the one willing to let this go easier than Megan is.
I don't know if I agree.
No, that's the way I felt. Jordan's got Luca. Jordan has his family.
Yeah, but when Jordan talks about their dynamic or about their relationship, he's like, I'm confident. She's like, I'm nervous. He's like, I'm confident. I'm not worried about anything.
But I do get the feeling if he feels that it is not right suddenly, that he's willing to walk.
Yeah.
And I feel he's willing to walk more than I feel that Megan's willing to walk at this very moment.
I don't know if I agree.
Okay, good.
I think they're both willing to walk the exact same amount.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that it's a really...
It's close.
It's a very good match.
It's seesawing. It's back and forth.
Yes.
I agree with you.
And
it's very close.
The thing that... Look, as he says later on in the same scene, he's like, you've been with the guys with money, the guys who can go play tennis at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. Where did those lead you? Like, they didn't work out. You really can't have everything you want.
Yeah.
But she's getting from him, I think, a lot of respect, a lot of admiration, really good conversation when he has the energy for it. I think just day in, day out, you know, it is an adjustment period for someone like her.
Yeah.
I would have a really hard time just walking into being the stepmom of a 5-year-old and a guy who works hours like that. I mean,
agree.
the whole thing is so relatable.
I will tell you this. My one takeaway from Jordan is this guy is packing a Louisville Slugger in his pants.
Oh, yeah. This guy gives a session.
The BDE is just, I can feel, I'm starting to get turned on.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on down there.
Yeah. Actually, the least BDE thing about Jordan is his tattoos.
Yeah. It's the one place where it feels like he's like, look at me.
Yeah.
But other than that, this guy, I mean,
No,
he puts in a session. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. I'm telling you, a better session than those rich guys.
100%. Then Mike.
If there's one thing I learned from having dated, you know, a rich guy here or there in my single days.
Okay, head to head, Mike and Jordan in a sex contest.
Jordan.
Like no contest.
I called it from, like, honestly, I called it way before.
It's a knockout, a first round knockout.
Yes.
There's no, the referee stops it. It doesn't even go 2 minutes.
Yes, because why do you think Mike went to become so successful?
Right.
And I'm not saying it's that he doesn't have.
No, he may have good weaponry,
it's more,
but it's just he doesn't know how to use it. Right?
Yeah, it's like it's a moves thing. It's an energy thing.
Yeah. Jordan, you know what? Jordan missed his calling in. I think porn.
Jordan says he talks to people for 10 hours at work every day. And she says she doesn't.
Nightmare.
I know, right? She says she doesn't do much talking to people during the day. And he says, do you want a job? She laughs at this joke. Yeah. And I think that's such a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, the sign of a couple that can make it is when you're in a fight like this.
And
not
laughing
a fight, but
in a fight.
Yes.
But not laughing in a mean way.
Yes.
Or like a purposeful way. You're laughing because it's funny.
Think about that transition, that conversation.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I've talked this many hours a day. And she's like, oh, I don't talk to that many people during the day. Meaning I need to talk to someone and you're that person. He's like, you want a job? And she's like,
she can't help herself, but she loves him.
Yes. But also it's funny. It's a funny joke.
And she loves him.
Yes. Okay. But it's also just funny.
Yeah, it's funny. That's the first thing I said. It's funny.
Okay. He says, Legos and Luca, that's my speed right now. And kind of gives her a bit of like what?
It's funny. Every line is good.
He says, you know, this is the reality of having a kid. Like, are you ready for this?
The look in her eyes suggested maybe not. Maybe not. Anyway, we got to get one marriage out of this show.
Yeah. She says she's worked her ass off to live the life she wants. I love this about her.
Yeah.
Megan is a fantastic person on this season. What would this season be without her? Without them, frankly. They are the most human.
Yes.
This is so relatable.
They are the couple.
Yes.
They're the only one.
In the kitchen now, Megan says she's worked her ass off to live the life she wants. She wants to be courted. A man to go through the effort. Maybe give her just because flowers. And he says... this kind of hit me. It didn't get the reaction I was expecting. He says he doesn't want her to go down a social class to be with him, but yet she dated all those wealthy men. It didn't work out for her. She chose him for a reason. And you would think she'd be like, well, like you'd think she would have a big reaction to that, but instead they show her. Maybe this is just editing, but she's just like, But I think that was just probably editing.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I think some truth about what's really happening here is settling in.
Yeah.
And I think she's having some second thoughts.
I don't think so.
So you think it's editing?
Yeah.
I think they're both having second thoughts in this scene.
Well, I think they're having second thoughts the way a couple has second thoughts on this show. But let's do our predictions.
So we're at the predictions now?
One.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. This is tough. Okay, my prediction's a little loaded.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just do it and then we'll explain.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yay.
Okay, let's hear your loadedness.
I actually think if there were 3 strong couples on this show, I would say nay. But I think they need a marriage.
Yeah.
They can't do the show without a marriage. And I think this is the only viable couple.
I think what they have is special.
It's special, but it might just be slightly mismatched. It might just, in the real world, just be a little off.
I actually think the only thing mismatched about them is logistics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but ultimately it is way harder to find someone the way she sees him, the way he sees her, than it is to find someone with money or someone who doesn't have a son or someone who is in your same social class and all these things. What they have transcends logistics. I think that they have true mutual respect, a shared sense of humor. That is airtight. That is so hard to find.
I agree with you. I just think the logistics, as you said, are going to hit Megan hard in real life. I think it's going to be a really tough adjustment for her. I do not think this lasts. I think they may get married.
I would agree with you if she were 27, but she's 34. She's ready.
Yeah.
She can do it. And what she has in him is more special than playing tennis. It always comes back to tennis.
Tennis, yeah.
Than playing tennis at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, which she can still do.
I think it's 50-50.
I think actually the biggest problem in their relationship long term is going to be the fact that he clearly has no taste in food.
Oh yeah, he has bad taste in food.
She has taste in food. She had to educate him on what burrata was, and he was just like, he is blending chicken breast.
Ooh,
apparently,
why do you have to bring that up again?
I know.
I forgot
apparently,
about
my
it.
sister told me.
My
sister told me that he put Crystal Light in there.
Oh God,
is that true? I thought it was protein powder, and she was like, "No, it was Crystal Light," and I was like, "No."
Oh my God, Crystal Light and pureed chicken.
Yeah, but there are people out there who just don't really taste food that well, and they're just like, it's just functional. Actually, the guy that I ended it with, the guy that I was talking about, the breakup guy, he was kind of like that. He ate food solely for function, for fuel, and didn't appreciate the taste in anything. Like he didn't care to eat out. And
food is going to be a problem.
Yeah, long term, that's a problem.
Travel is going to be a problem. Tennis is going to be a problem. I'm telling you, I love this relationship. I think that they're going to get married. I think they're going to be together for a while. And then in 6 months, they're going to amicably split.
Okay, so you think at the reunion, they might not still be together, basically.
That's what I think.
Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see if the Shandys agree. Okay, Andy, before we get to who we would go for, we have a special segment to add in here. Yes, we are adding back in Word Watch. We're gonna try to make this a penultimate episode thing.
Yeah.
But basically, you have a chance to win an awesome prize. And the prize this week is going to be from Skims.
Skims!
Yes, which is exciting. It's a longtime sponsor. We're big Skims fans.
That's what we're in underneath.
Yeah, exactly. And so Skims is giving one of our Shandys $150 in product if you correctly guess the number of times a certain word is uttered in the finale. So next week, we will count the number of times. And if you guess correctly, you will be entered in a draw. And then we will randomly choose one name and that person will win $150 to spend at Skims. Okay, so Andy, you're the one who gets to choose the word. What's the word?
My wife.
Okay. Oh, of course.
Why not?
Okay, so you must guess the number of times my wife is uttered in the finale of Love is Blind Season 9. So next week, the live finale. You will enter by commenting below this YouTube video with the numeral of the number of times. So let's say you think it'll be said 3 times. You will put a 3 and then you will put my wife. Write my wife. And you can include that in a larger comment, or that could just be your only comment. The only way you can enter for this one is on YouTube. We're cutting Instagram from this just because it's too complicated. So sorry. If you are listening, head over to YouTube to leave your entry. If you guess correctly, you will be entered in a draw. We will randomly choose one name, and that person will win $150 to Skims.
Just for listening to a podcast.
Just for listening. And if you're not familiar with Skims, you can go to skims.com/Shandy. We have it linked below to explore our favorite underwear.
Hands down.
It feels weird saying that, but I'm wearing a Skims bra right now. I'm wearing Skims underwear. Everything's Skims. Yes. Okay, Andy, final segment. Who would we go for?
Are you going to guess me?
You're clearly going for Ali.
Yes.
It's so easy.
Hands down.
Okay.
Jordan.
Yes. Very good.
It's easy.
Yeah, this is super easy.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, that's a wrap.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
We did it.
If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what we will ask of you, and that is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram, and
TikTok,
leave us Apple and
Spotify.
Podcast ratings and reviews. Tell your friends. Oh, hit the hype thingamajig. And generally do all the things you would do to support a podcast you enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, here she comes. Ruby. She's getting so furry.
Everyone keeps saying she's grown so much.
I know. It's like, just hair.
She's just hairy. Go to mommy. Come on. She needs it.
Oh, no. She's going to come to you first. Right. Oh. Yeah, her haircut will be in early November. And until then, she'll just keep growing. Okay, boo boo.
Okay, go to mommy. Go.
Oh,
Get her up there.
yes.
Up.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Bye-bye.
I don't get a yawn?
You got it.